You found the blouse. It's beautiful, it's your size, and the label says so. You bring it home, you put it on, and something is wrong. The sleeves swallow your hands. The shoulder seams have slid halfway down your arms. The hem lands at mid-thigh. It doesn't look like you're wearing the blouse. It looks like the blouse is wearing you. Here's what nobody tells you. Your height is not the problem. Standard blouses are simply cut for a much taller frame. Today, 7 things to check. And tip 4 is the one almost every petite woman gets completely backwards. Welcome back, beautiful. I am so glad you're here. Before we start, I want to say something clearly, because almost nobody in fashion says it out loud. Being petite is not a problem to solve. You are not a smaller version of someone taller. You are a different set of proportions entirely, and most blouses on the rack were simply not drafted with those proportions in mind. That is a manufacturing decision, not a flaw in you. And the good news is that 6 of these 7 checks cost you absolutely nothing and take about 10 seconds in a fitting room. So let's get into it. The first one on our list is shoulder seam placement. And I already know what some of you are thinking. You have never once looked at where a shoulder seam sits. Most women haven't. But this is the single fastest way to know whether a blouse will ever work on your frame, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Here's what's happening on most blouses. The shoulder seam drops an inch, sometimes 2, down your upper arm. On a taller frame that reads as a relaxed, intentional drop shoulder. On a petite frame, it does something else entirely. It widens the whole upper body and it blurs the line where your shoulder actually ends and the fabric begins. The eye can't find your shoulder, so it reads the whole area as one soft, shapeless width. The right version is simple. The seam sits exactly at your natural shoulder point, at the top of your arm, where your arm genuinely begins. That gives the eye a clean corner to read from, and suddenly the blouse looks like it was cut for your body instead of borrowed from someone else's closet. Here's your fitting room check. Put a finger on the bony point at the top of your arm. If the seam isn't sitting right there, put the blouse back, no matter how much you love the color. That one check will save you more money than any other tip in this video. And I want you to know, this is not a small detail that only a stylist would notice. It is genuinely the first thing the eye registers when it looks at you, before the color, before the fabric, before anything else. Get the shoulder right and a modest blouse looks expensive. Get it wrong and the most beautiful blouse in the store looks like a hand-me-down. Now the next one is the fix. Almost every petite woman assumes requires a tailor and a budget she doesn't have. This next one is where women get frustrated. And I understand why completely. Sleeve length. The objection I hear constantly is this: sleeves are always too long on me, and I cannot afford to have every single blouse altered. That is a completely fair objection, and I want to give you a real answer instead of telling you to find a tailor. Here's what a too long sleeve is actually doing. When the fabric swallows your hand down to the knuckles, it shortens the visible length of your arm, and a shorter-looking arm makes the whole upper body read smaller and more compressed. It also makes the blouse look like it belongs to somebody else, which is the exact impression you're trying to avoid. Now here's the twist, and this is the part that saves you money. The fix isn't tailoring at all. The fix is buying a sleeve that was never designed to reach your wrist in the first place. A 3/4 sleeve or a bracelet sleeve ends at the narrowest part of your forearm, and it leaves your wrist completely visible. That visible wrist is doing real work. It breaks the arm into a longer-looking line, it shows the slimmest part of your arm, and it reads as deliberate rather than accidental. Make 3/4 and bracelet sleeves your default. And if a sleeve genuinely does need shortening, that is the one alteration actually worth paying for, because you'll wear it constantly. Now, this next one is about the space above your collarbone, and it changes far more than you would expect.